We want to welcome you to the 2021 Rhodes Scholar Roadmaster Graduation Program. I'm so excited you all could join us and celebrate. We just want to celebrate all of your hard work, because not only are you dedicated to growing your education, but also just keeping Kentucky roads safe and clear, and just an excellent job. We do want to take a moment to think about those in Western Kentucky. Some individuals who were graduating have lost their homes, and other graduates today are clearing debris and helping with the cleanup. So please keep these individuals, their families, and communities in your thoughts as we move through this holiday season. This has been another different year. As we said last year, we were going to see everybody soon, and we truly appreciate your hard work in getting on Zoom. And I promise this will be your last Zoom call of the year with us. We're going to give you a break after this. We appreciate you logging in and using the chat and taking tests. I mean, I know it's a lot to learn technology-wise, and I appreciate everybody that I work with that's helped me as well. I do want to, as we start, I want to recognize our Center Director, Dr. Doug Chris. Doug Chris is new as our director and began July 1st, 2021, and he succeeds Dr. Joe Crabtree, who retired and had been our director since 2010. Dr. Chris brings over 20 years of service to the center and 15 years of experience in the construction industry. He has been instrumental in helping KTC grow the research expertise and outreach through our technology transfer program. And as director, Doug will continue to strengthen KTC's partnership with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, industry, and our local governments. Another key goal is raising the center's national profile as an organization that delivers high-quality transformational research products and outreach, which fundamentally reshape the everyday practices of government agencies and other transportation stakeholders. So in his free time, which is a joke, I don't even know why that was written. Doug is the hardest working man I know. When you get a text at 6 o'clock at night and he's finishing up a report. But in his free time, you let me know when you have it, Doug. He enjoys fishing, playing the guitar, attending concerts, and cheering on the Wildcats with his wife, Stacy, and their 4 children. Thank you, Dr. Chris.
I used to love cheering on UK basketball, but it's got pretty rough here recently to try to continue doing that. I am Doug Chris. I appreciate the effort all of you all have put into this, the effort that Martha's put into the program, the effort that cabinet leadership has put into this program and moving it forward. We are housed at the University of Kentucky. We are a part of the College of Engineering. More importantly, we are the primary research provider for the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. Martha, one of the things that you said that as director, I said that we would continue to strengthen our relationship with the cabinet. Yesterday, I heard us called the 13th district of the cabinet. So that was the first time I had heard the center referred to in that regard, and I took it as a great compliment. I've heard central office referred to as that. It was the first time I had heard KTC called that. So we're very proud of the work that we do at the center and the work that we do at the cabinet that makes a difference. We do lots of different research. We do highway safety research. Most of what we do is highway research. We do some multimodal research. Technology transfer, obviously Martha handles most of that. Training. So we're involved in everything. Project development, construction, all the aspects of the cabinet we try to be involved in. That is our job, to help meet needs across the cabinet. Maintenance is an area that we have got into a lot over the last 5 years. And some of you all have probably set in on some of the fog manual training sessions that we've done and trying to gather input on how to use the field operations guide in a better manner. I know I recognize some of the name from some of the work that the group has done. The technology transfer program, which is what Martha's in charge of. You all have had the joy of working with her. Martha, correct me if I'm right, 53 hours for Rhodes Scholar and 42 hours for Rhodes Masters.
And some individuals completed both this year.
In 1 year completed.
100 individuals completed both programs.
Wow, that's amazing. How many people are on the call right now?
Well, there's 85 logged in, but multiple people are sharing computers.
Okay, how many people graduated this year? I think I heard you say over 400.
Yes.
That's astounding, the impact that you and your program are having on the Commonwealth, and that the Commonwealth trusts you to carry this critical program forward. Just critical. Martha's also in charge of a lot of other training sessions and the safety circuit rider program. Over 300 courses a year. That's a lot of courses to put on. How many participants this year? North of 8,000. Where did we end up? Around 8,000. Going to brag on Martha for just a second more, and then we'll get to the main program. Martha and her group.
I was going to say the technology transfer program.
The technology transfer program. Martha's the one that I yell at. But when all this started back in March, the COVID experience back in March 8th, March 9th of 2020, we didn't have a lot of programs online. Most of our training was done in person at state parks throughout the state. And Martha and I had talked a lot about trying to move the courses to an online environment. And I guess sometimes necessity is the mother of invention, because we quickly moved to get a lot of these courses online. And as I understand, this is the first class that all the courses were online. Nothing was done in person. Everything was online. That's a testament not only to the technology transfer program and the hard work that they've done, but also the participants in this class. It's a much different environment than people have had it in before. You all have been patient with us while we learned how to do this. We're learning how to, I won't say perfect, but move toward perfection in the way that we do these courses. And your patience and continuing to take these courses and interest in this, it's greatly appreciated, just greatly appreciated. That's about all I'll say about the center. I know we want to get on with the program. Secretary Gray was originally scheduled to be here today. And if ever there was a case where you didn't get the main feature, but you got main feature part A, you're lucky enough to get to hear Deputy Secretary Hancock now speak for a few minutes today. Mike, it's all I can do not to call you secretary, because that's still just kind of what sticks in our minds all the time. You've done such a great job. I'm going to say something about Mike he won't say about himself. And most of you all will not realize this because he's not vocal about it. And he's even doing this now because I know we're working with him on a project. There is not a stronger advocate for the employees of the transportation cabinet than Mike Hancock. You won't find one. I know how people are, because I'm the same way, and we all complain. People don't have our backs. We're not appreciated, and those types of things happen. I assure you that is not the case from Mike Hancock. I've seen what he's done through the years. He's lost some battles. He's tried to have a lot more wins for the cabinet than he's been able to pull off. But hey, that's just part of the world we live in. So I want to make sure you all understand that. Mike has obviously been back with us as the deputy secretary for about 2 years now. He was secretary. Mike, were you secretary for 8 years? Is that accurate?
7.
7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you told him forget it for 8. I can't stick around any longer. So Mike has seen every level of the cabinet, all the way from entry level as a scholarship student to being the secretary, was state highway engineer, then the secretary, went out and did a little bit in the consulting industry, and is now back at the cabinet. And there's only one reason Mike's back at the cabinet. It's sure not for all the money they offered him, because there's a lot more to be made in consulting. It's his love for the cabinet. And we greatly appreciate that, Mike, and just wanted everybody on the line to have an understanding of that. So with nothing else, I'm going to pass this on to Mike for a few words to the group.
Hey, all right. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. Good afternoon, everyone. And on behalf of Secretary Gray, let me say first and foremost, congratulations. I'm happy to be here with you today, and I appreciate the invitation to share in this celebration with all of you all of you have collectively accomplished with your certification as Road Scholars and Road Masters. I'm very familiar with this program and have had the opportunity to congratulate many previous graduates in years past. You've continued to find tradition. 33 years ago, in 1988, the Road Scholar training track was launched. The idea was to offer training geared toward those who wanted to work in highway maintenance, and it originally was designed for city and county streets and road personnel. But the Transportation Cabinet quickly recognized the value of such a program, and for many years, we've sent our own Division of Maintenance personnel for this training. In 1998, 10 years after the Road Scholar program began, the Roadmaster program was launched with an added level of training. And that was for people who aspired to be managers in the field of highway maintenance. Together, the two programs have provided training in several different areas that pertain to the maintenance of our transportation system. Training in such things as traffic management, communication, and low-cost safety improvements, just to name a few. Those kinds of classes give folks like you a chance to better understand how the work you do fits into the bigger picture of providing and maintaining a safe, efficient, and reliable highway system. This year, we've had a total of 474 people completing one or both of these programs, Road Scholar and Roadmaster. I'm particularly pleased that every one of our 12 Department of Highways districts has graduates this year. Altogether, these two training tracks have now produced 4,310 Road Scholars and 3,441 Road Masters. So I want to congratulate the Kentucky Transportation Center UK and the Technology Transfer Program. Doug alluded to it a couple of minutes ago. This past weekend, I had the opportunity to join Secretary Gray on a trip to Western Kentucky to get a firsthand look at the catastrophic damage left by the recent tornadoes. This was a trip near and dear to my own heart, as my hometown of Princeton, Kentucky was affected and my own nephew's home was destroyed. Among the people responding to this disaster, the people working in difficult conditions to help those stricken communities get up off the mat are highway maintenance employees. Many of them, of course, are from the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, and the Secretary and I are very proud of them, but they're not working alone. Our chief district engineers this week have told me about county road crews who are standing shoulder to shoulder with our KYTC crews. These are county crews whose own home counties escaped tornadoes, but they rushed into the disaster area to help in long, hard, and sometimes hazardous work of clearing storm debris from roadways. That work is essential to getting Western Kentucky on the road to recovery, to getting emergency equipment on site, getting power restored, getting damage assessed, and getting people back into their homes. I can't help wondering how many of those maintenance responders are road scholars and road masters. They've been hard at work this week in places like Mayfield and Dawson Springs and Princeton and Bremen and Bowling Green. But this is the kind of response our fellow Kentuckians have come to expect in times of emergency, whether it be from snow and ice, tornadoes, or other violent weather. Nothing like a disaster to make people really appreciate the importance of safe, well-maintained roads and bridges. For example, a year ago today, we were dealing with the emergency closure of the Brent Spence Bridge at Covington. And you may remember that the bridge caught fire after two trucks collided and burst into flames. Emergency closure temporarily severed I-71 and I-75 at the Ohio River. A year ago today, we were nearing the end of that very disruptive emergency. The bridge, fully repaired, was reopened on the 22nd of December, but the traveling public keenly felt that disruption and the loss of connection while it was going on. However, a broken connection doesn't have to be on the scale of the Brent Spence Bridge or an interstate highway for it to be felt by our constituents. It can be quite small, in fact. For most of our fellow Kentuckians, the most important connections are the streets and roads and bridges that figure into their daily routine, the streets and roads that they take to get to work or school in the morning and to get home in the evening. When one of those connectors is interrupted or severed, even temporarily, its loss is felt. And so it is that the maintenance personnel in our Department of Highways, whether in central office or in our 12 highway districts, work day in and day out to ensure that our transportation infrastructure is in good shape. The job isn't getting any easier, I might add. This time of the year is what we call snow and ice season. And those of you who are from the Transportation Cabinet know that the planning for snow and ice starts long before the snow actually arrives. Back in August, when it's traditional to complain about how hot it is, all of our chief district engineers and our maintenance managers in Frankfort were planning for snow and ice. And for the second year in a row, they were also having to plan for COVID-19, planning for a scenario in which there's a COVID case among a county's snow fighters, and they all have to go into isolation. However, we had a workable plan for keeping personnel as safe and healthy as possible and for counties covering for each other. Which brings me to another challenge, the budget challenge facing the transportation cabinet and all its activities, including maintenance. You may know that the motor fuels tax, which is one of the main revenue streams for the road fund, has been flat for several years. Typical expenditures for snow and ice can range from $30+ million to near $80 million. It all depends on the severity of the winter. If we have a mild winter, that leaves more money for work in the spring on small projects or road patching and so forth. A harsher winter with higher costs for snow and ice, and it's likely to mean less money for spring projects. Every year, salt is a big ticket item. We go to the market for salt early every year and get supplies under contract, but that's not an ironclad guarantee that we'll get all the salt we need when we need it. Salt has been historically high, at historically high prices over the last 3 years. Our statewide average is just above $90 a ton. And folks, that's comparable to asphalt prices on some projects. A few years ago, we were asked to pay over $100 a ton in an emergency situation. And that was tough to swallow, believe me. Beyond snow and ice, our maintenance needs continue to mount. The maintenance budget covers a broad spectrum of work to such things as bridge repairs, guardrail, traffic signals, roadway lighting, and right-of-way mowing, just to name a few. And meanwhile, our Division of Maintenance staff says 534 of our state-maintained bridges and nearly 9,000 miles of pavement are in poor condition. The price of bringing all those assets up to good, or at least fair condition, is estimated at $2 billion. At the end of the day, transportation maintenance presents a complex challenge, and we must have a dedicated, knowledgeable, and well-trained workforce to handle that challenge. So let me wrap up by again saying congratulations to all of you who now have earned the titles Road Scholar and Road Master. I regret that we're having to do this virtually. And I hope in 2022, we can personally shake your hand and hand you a plaque. For now, though, this will have to do. Thank you. And now Martha or Doug, I'll turn it back over to you to roll the credits for this year's class.
Thank you so much, Deputy Secretary Hancock and Dr. Doug Chris, for joining us, sharing your time with us. Your words just, everything that's going on in the cabinet, what the local governments are doing, and it's wonderful to hear how everyone is really coming together and working together just to provide the best things they can for these communities. And please just keep those communities in mind. Like right now, there's a lot of focus on them, but they're still going to need help, and there's still going to be need a month from now or 2 months from now. So thank you again so much for joining us today. I would ask, Megan has talked to a couple other individuals that would also like to thank those that are with us today. Megan has a short video she'd like to share. So let's share that.
Congratulations to this year's Road Scholar and Roadmaster graduates. I am especially proud of our District 3 team, but I'm thrilled for all of you completing this program. I recently read, "Training is temporary, but learning is permanent," and the efforts you've made in your education will benefit you for the rest of your career. We celebrate this milestone with you and are so honored to have you on the KYTC team. Congratulations.
Hi, this is Mary Westphal Holbrook, the District Engineer in District 12, and I just want to congratulate all the graduates throughout the state, especially a shout out to District 12. Very proud of you and what you've accomplished in these last couple of years going through these training programs, especially through COVID, and all of our issues that we've had throughout the district, but just very proud of District 12. And I want to also want to give a shout out to Kathy Dye, our training coordinator. I don't know that we could have had as many graduates if she hadn't been coordinating it, but just congratulations and good luck, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Hal Holbrook Jr., Rockcastle County Judge Executive. I just wanted to take a moment to let my two employees, Coy and Mark, know of the appreciation for them completing this Rhodes Scholar training program here for Rockcastle County.
Good afternoon. I wanted to give a quick shout out to my District 5 employees, Luke, Jonathan, Freddie, Rodney, Joseph, and Edward. I want to thank you guys for your hard work and dedication to your trade. You are deserving of this recognition. Keep up the good work. Continue down the path of greatness. Use your newly acquired tools to your advantage and be a leader for others. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It's Mayor Al Botts, City of Mount Sterling. I just wanted to dial in today to say congratulations to two of our finest employees, Shane Parker and Kyle Rogers. Shane, congratulations on your completion of the Roadmaster training program. And Kyle, congratulations to you for your completion of the Rhodes Scholar and the Roadmaster training program. To both of you, I want to say on behalf of the City of Mount Sterling, congratulations. We are so proud of you, and keep up the great work.
Hello, my name is Denitra Henderson. I'm the Chief District Engineer for the Transportation Cabinet Office in District 2 out of Madisonville. Congratulations to all of our graduates this year, especially our graduates in the District 2 counties. I appreciate you and all that you do to keep our highway maintenance function running smoothly. Our job as chiefs is to get you all what you need to do your jobs effectively. And that's first and foremost a safe place to work. It's a good place to work, and also reward you for an honest day's pay with a fair pay. And you all know that this process and this graduation will allow us to promote you in your career and continue to advance yourself. So thank you for participating in this process. Some of you are the next leaders of your counties and your areas, and I appreciate what you're doing to move up through the ranks. So keep up the good work.
Now we would like to just turn it over and recognize our graduates. And we do have a presentation, and so many of you all sent us in pictures that we just want to just roll through the names so everybody can get a congratulatory virtual hug from us. Megan, if you would do that, please. was our long list of those people that have graduated. But we do have another presentation we're going to show in just a little minute for those that can stay on if you were able. I do want to say again, congratulations on a wonderful year, and we appreciate everything that you do. Like when you tell people to stay home and not get on the roads because it's snowing, that's me. Like I will stay home. I do not have to get on the roads. I know you're working so hard. And not only that, or just improving your education and keeping Kentucky's roads safe. So thank you so much. But I would be remiss if I did not thank the wonderful group that I work with as well, the technology transfer team. They have converted so many trainings to online training, hours of work into training and testing. Last week, I know the team worked together with Becky leading the charge, getting plaques out last week. So it is a true effort with our little group. And so to just recognize everybody, I'd like to thank Becky Boston. She's our Road Scholar Roadmaster Coordinator. Janet Ferguson is our Pesticide and Kep Seed Coordinator. Becca Boom does Work Zone, is our Asphalt Coordinator. Nicole Worthy, Assistant Coordinator and Registrar. And Brittany Cloyd has just joined us as our course developer. And Kat is our newest employee and is our office assistant. And now I'd like to turn it over to Megan Martin, who is our training program manager.
Thank you, Martha. Once again, we can't thank you guys enough. We're so proud of all the efforts that you've put in. As Dr. Chris was saying, you've completed over 60 hours of all these programs to get through this training. So we're so grateful for all of that. Just a few reminders to throw out there for you. We do wish you a happy holidays. Be safe while traveling. The big news that I know you guys are all waiting for is our 2022 calendar is being mailed out next week. So you guys will all be getting that goodie in the mail. We also will have all of our classes posted online for you to start registering for those next year. In addition to our classes, we've also added a few more webinars. So a lot of you are familiar with our Webinar Wednesdays. We've added a lot of those. On top of that, we have a new program coming out called Roadway Safety Champion. So all of that will be available to you guys completely free of charge. We do encourage you to log on and take those classes. In addition to that, we have a social media that we've really started to amp up. In the chat box, you'll see a link to a site called Linktree. This has all of our links on it to our calendar, our social medias, our YouTube channels. We really recommend you guys go out there and like us. For instance, we are giving away a UK pullover. So there's still time to get on there and like our Facebook posts. We'll be doing that drawing on Monday. So make sure you get on there and like those posts. We love it when you interact with us. We love hearing all the stories. So please contact us. Like Martha said, I am going to show a brief PowerPoint. This just has a lot of the photos that you guys sent us. We're so appreciative of that, as well as just some of the updates that I talked about. So if you'll give me just a moment, I'll transfer that over.
you all so much for joining us today. We do wish you the happiest holidays. Please be safe on the road and watch out for those, your neighbors and friends and family. Deputy Hancock, Deputy Secretary Hancock, any closing words?
Yes, I would very much like to do what you just did, to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season. And also, I can't tell everyone on this call how proud I am of you for doing what you've done here. Congratulations says it, but it doesn't say it loudly enough. You guys are all stars and we appreciate you. And honestly, Martha, one of the other things I wanted to do, I saw in the PowerPoint presentation, a shout out to Carl Wells. And I knew Carl back in the day when Carl and I both had more hair. And he is just an awesome and incredible fella. And he was doing Rhodes Scholars activities before there was a program. So I just really appreciate him, and thank all of you all for doing what you do. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you all. We look forward to seeing you all in 2022. Thank you.
Thanks. Take care, everyone.